Welcome. I'm Whitney.
I'm Amy.
And this is
On the Haunt. With a neck bob, as usual.
Every time. Hello, welcome.
Yeah, this is our second one, so that's why we're being weird. We never know what to do. We just stopped recording episode 48 like 3 minutes ago.
Welcome to episode 49.
Yeah, our next one will be 50. We need to do something.
Oh, man.
That's kind of a milestone.
It is.
For those haters who didn't believe in us.
Yeah, we know who you are, maybe. Okay, great. So, just a reminder, please rate, review, and subscribe. Tell your friends about us. And check out the link in our bio on Instagram and Facebook. And check out our merch and see if you like any of it.
Christmas
Maybe you will.
is coming.
I'm about to make a new shirt called Poltergeist for the Ethical Treatment of Animals.
Because that's funny.
Super funny.
It needs to be like a ghost with a cow.
I like how all of our merch now is just like takes on other things. Hello Fish, PETA.
Yes.
Great. Okay, awesome. Yeah, anything? We said something we wanted to talk about.
Our
tarot cards.
Yeah, tarot cards.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, when we went to our little Hannibal excursion a couple weeks ago, we had our tarot cards read for
My
the first time ever.
Yeah.
And a lady in a super short dress and biker shorts. And she made us give her address. I keep checking the mailbox thinking I'm going to get something.
It was weird.
I had a vision about you after you left or something, but I don't know.
I'm really disappointed with my ancestors and what their
What
message.
are they trying to convey?
None of it made any sense. And I'm just like,
Yeah. And it's one of those things too. Like I was like, well, my stuff did make sense, but really you can make anything make sense.
Yeah, if you
know
try
what I mean?
hard
If
enough.
you try hard enough.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
She had so many decks of cards, too.
She really did.
Maybe that's common. I have a friend from work who does tarot. I don't know if she has. I'll have to ask her if she has many decks.
Well, and I feel like we were being more lighthearted when we went into because we're like, oh, we'll do the Halloween ones.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe if we'd have been like, no, I want like
Tell me my
legit.
future. Yeah, but what she's... So, I can't remember. Mine was like a message that my ancestors are trying to give me. Mm-hmm. And I don't even remember what she said. It wasn't very... It didn't really leave a mark.
No, the impression was not there.
She just kept talking to me and like waiting for me to say something to respond. And I'm like, I'm not saying nothing, lady.
Yeah.
Like, that's not...
And I was intimidated enough. I'm like, oh, yeah, well, that could be this.
I'm like, lady.
And she's like, yes, that's it. I'm like, okay.
I know your tricks. I want to go see that blonde chick. What's her name? I always say this.
Something
Laura.
Bulk.
Nope.
Buckwalter.
Nope.
Something Buck, isn't it?
No.
Oh.
I ever...
Oh, you're not talking about the lady in Hannibal.
No!
Well, remember we drove by that spiritualist place,
Brittany.
though? Yeah.
Because her name's spelled like Britney Spears. So
Yes.
that's why I remember it. Yeah, we should go see her.
Yeah,
for
I think
sure.
she is the real deal.
Legit. Now I'm talking about that lady. She's famous for doing it. And I have a couple of her books. Her name is Laura something. She has very long blonde hair. But her stuff seems really legit and interesting. Okay. Anyway, maybe no one cares.
Probably not.
Moving on.
Wouldn't.
Hello, everyone. Sorry, moving on.
Oh, I watched a movie last night. I rented it on Amazon. It was called The Nighthouse.
Okay.
It had a lot of jump scares.
I'm into that.
And jump scares, like, not like cheesy, but like, you know, like loud noises and stuff. You're like, ah.
I love that.
It was pretty good.
It's worth a watch.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I haven't really.
I mean, if you're willing to pay the $3.99 or whatever it costs. But
that's well worth it.
That's so way cheaper than leaving my house.
It is. It totally is.
Plus, I went to Whole Foods yesterday, so I didn't have much of a budget anyhow.
Nothing left.
No.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and go.
All right.
So I am doing the Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, which is not that far from here and is one of the most haunted places in America.
Oh.
Why aren't we there right now? Here's a picture of it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It really is. And Eureka Springs is allegedly supposed to be a really cool little place, little town, like with antique
road
shops.
Trip.
It's like made for us.
Keaton keeps begging us to do something in the summer.
Yeah, Keaton. I started making some notes and then I was like, forget that. So here we go. Perched. Oh, this is an article from the Smithsonian.
Ooh,
legit.
Yeah.
Perched on the crest of West Mountain above the Victorian village of Eureka Springs, Arkansas, is the historic 1886 Crescent Hotel and Spa. It has 78 rooms, and it's known as being one of America's most haunted destinations. It was built by the Eureka Springs Improvement Company, okay, whatever that means, and the Frisco Railroad. The hotel was designed by Isaac L. Taylor, a well-known Missourian architect who had designed a number of famous buildings in St. Louis. I tried to Google him. Couldn't really find anything. Also, I think his middle initial's not L. I think they have that wrong. But anyway.
Could be.
Could be great, but whatever. It's fine.
Oh, no. I would imagine the Smithsonian got their deeds down.
Maybe this article's not from the Smithsonian. I think the next article's from
the
the Smithsonian.
Or maybe, like, the buildings are no longer standing, so...
Yeah. I'm not sure who this article's from. I'll have to look it up and say it at the end while you're doing it.
Smithsonian's like, leave our name out of your mouth, please.
Yeah, the next article I have here is from the Smithsonian, but I don't think this one is.
Oh, well,
anyway.
Whatever. It's from somewhere.
They don't want to talk about
credit
ghosts. They don't want, I did not write this, is what I'm saying. Okay, so it's built on 27 acres, and it's very majestic.
I love that word. Can I just start calling my house majestic?
Absolutely.
It's not, but...
And give it a name. You know, why don't our houses have names?
Oh, I'm super excited. I think I maybe talked Jamie into reflooring the basement this winter when he's off work. Because we have had indoor-outdoor carpet since we built the house. And I have 3 teenagers.
Ew.
So...
It's filled with steak.
And my dog is amazing. Like, she never has accidents in the house. But when she goes in the basement, she thinks that indoor-outdoor carpet is grass.
Oh, yeah.
And she occasionally will have an accident down there.
Yeah,
so
get you some hard flooring. That'd be great. And it will be majestic.
It will be.
So what's really interesting, and I did not know this, is that back in the olden days, I don't have a date, 1800s, people thought that Eureka Springs, like this actual spring, was healing waters.
Oh, okay. I mean, that was...
Makes sense. Yeah.
There are still things like that.
Right.
Didn't Nicole Kidman, like, go to some... She went to, like, some
I would do
spring or something and got pregnant.
Wait,
no,
what?
I'm dead serious with her. Their first daughter.
In the spring?
No. But she was like, "Well, I'm too old to have kids," and then she went to this.
I thought you were saying like the spring
thing
impregnated her.
No, that
with its.
I mean, she's so ethereal. It would. That sounds like Nicole Kidman has an immaculate conception. Of course she does.
And she births like a water baby.
Yeah, so she's just singing.
I know. The way you said that sounded like she like stepped in.
Sorry, but I'm just saying there are still things like that exist. We'll have to look.
I'm just not sure,
we'll have to Google that.
The old the Ozarks is where that is.
No, she was in Australia somewhere.
Yeah, not in the nasty Ozarks of southern Missouri, northern Arkansas.
She's like, I was out shooting up some, what's a Beverly Hillbilly song? I'm out shooting up some food and came a bubbling crude. I don't know. Is
that Nicole Kidman's rendition?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
No, I just don't know the words to the Beverly Hillbillies song.
I don't either. Can you imagine? She should never step foot in the healing waters of the Ozarks.
No, but they have a home in Nashville.
Okay, true.
Not that... Now I'm just like making...
Now you're just talking on Nicole.
Generalized about
the
all
same
the
thing.
South.
It's all the same.
People from the South are lovely, though.
They really are.
They're very hospitable.
Amazing food. Okay, so let's see here. So, again, the healing waters of the Ozarks had become well known across the nation. So people were coming from near and far in hopes of curing their ailments and easing their pains. That, like, slipping into some of those springs would help them cure them of any,
And I imagine those always just smell really bad. Like, real sulfury.
Yeah. Ugh. You're just like, I know, like,
what's that movie?
Well, 9 Perfect Strangers are like sitting in that spring and they're just like, oh, it's so good. And you're like, it smells like farts and eggs.
For real. But what is that movie where they think they're going to like these healing springs and they're actually in like a water treatment, like a sewage?
Oh, God.
What is that movie?
I don't know.
I don't remember. That was really funny.
Oh, I do. Okay.
And they're just like rubbing it because I think it's like healing mud.
This is coming back to me. That's so
But
horrifying.
I don't remember what movie that was, but it was
God.
funny.
Let's see here. It's really horrifying.
Okay,
so the people who built the Crescent Hotel really wanted to really take advantage of that. Is why they built such a luxurious hotel right by this spring that everyone's wanting to go to. So, I mean, is that good business or is it taking advantage? I don't know. Whatever.
I mean, it's capitalism.
It is. And, the people who are traveling to these healing waters were probably wealthy people that could afford to do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So they brought in stonemasons from Ireland to build the construction of the building. And they thought this was funny, wanted to include it, that the limestone was super heavy, so they had to make special wagons. What? Okay. Like with different wheels. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Okay. Anyway, so in the end, the hotel cost $294,000 to build, which in today's money is $8.5 million, which is crazy. Yeah. So very extravagant for the time. Oh my God, it's happening again. Okay. Let's see here. So yeah, everyone loved it. It was super luxurious. And it was like great, and everyone loved to go there, except that when the Depression hit, then they couldn't. So womp womp. Then it closed. So super sad, and people began to realize that the Healing Waters was bogus, kind of as the 1900s came along.
Still have psoriatic arthritis. Right, It didn't go anywhere.
Exactly. So then they stopped coming, and so it closed as a hotel. But from 1908 to 1924, it was utilized as the Crescent College and Conservatory for Young Women, but continued to act as a resort during the summers. Okay.
Okay, girls, go home.
Get out of here.
Rich people, come on.
Yeah, get up in here. Come to Arkansas. But after operating for 16 years, the tuition revenue wasn't enough, so they actually had to close it down. And then it sat abandoned for 6 years. Except it briefly opened as a junior college. Which is so funny, like a JUCO. Yeah. Okay.
Hello, I would like to be a certified nurse's assistant.
Right. I'm here at the Crescent. And
then you realize there's just so many stairs. It's like, nope.
Yeah, they're like so many.
I'm just going to go to Rankin. Bye. Yeah.
And then this douche canoe named Norman Baker came along in 1937. And he bought the hotel and decided to make it into a cancer hospital and health resort. He's not a doctor, everyone. Shocking.
And those two things do not go together.
Oh, sorry. I also forgot to mention that when the hotel opened, there was a gala with a full orchestra. No one cares. Super fancy. Okay. So this guy's literally not a doctor. So right. He had made I guess I could just keep reading the article, but I'm like trying to pull it from my memory. Anyway, I'm just going to keep reading the article.
It reminds me, is it on, I think it's on Peacock though.
Is Peacock free? Because I started watching it and I'm like, is this free?
Well, it is, but then you're only allowed to watch like so many episodes of something.
Oh, that's really
tricky. Yeah, and that's how they get you. But it's only $4.99 a month.
Oh,
but
that's not bad.
Did you ever listen to the podcast Dr. Death?
I didn't.
Okay. Because they have a show on there. It's starring Joshua Jackson.
Oh, be still my heart.
He is Dr. Death, though, so you wouldn't hate him, but...
Fringe, can you come back to me, please?
Pacey.
So beautiful. Like, why would anyone want Dawson? I don't understand.
I don't either.
He's not cute.
I mean, no shame, James Vanderbeek.
Yeah.
I have mad respect for him, by the way. Like, he loaded up his whole family and moved to, like... Texas or someplace, and they're just like living off the land.
He is the dad on Vampirina, though. He voices the dad on Vampirina. So. And the mom is the mom from Gilmore Girls.
Oh!
Vampirina, what a show!
Laura Graham.
Yes!
Lauren Graham, whatever.
Yes. I was like, is that James Vanderbeek pretending to have a Transylvanian accent? Yes, it is. Wow.
Yeah,
good for him.
I just love it.
Yeah, that's nice.
His family is beautiful.
Like a normal people.
Yes.
Like normal people. Okay.
Sorry.
No.
Sidebar.
Please don't apologize. So again, he bought the hotel and with the purpose of opening a cancer hospital and health resort, which, like you said, not.
No, I go to a cancer center like every 3 months.
Right, not the same.
No, not a resort.
He alleged that and advertised that he had a miracle cure that required neither surgery nor painful, extensive tests. And he opened the Baker Hotel that alleged that its patients would walk away from the resort cancer-free. I know, so gross.
Shame on him.
Oh, yeah, he's a charlatan. I can't believe I just said charlatan.
Well, it's true.
But it's true. It's fitting. But obviously it's not even true. So unknown to the many desperate folks who came to the hospital, his miracle was nothing more than a sham that he had been purporting on unsuspecting patients for years. So he actually had no medical training and had been convicted in Iowa in 1936 for practicing medicine without a license. What? Check your doctor's license.
How are you even allowed to open something like that with
horrifying
no medical? Did he have anyone licensed?
No,
on
it's just
staff?
him and like a bunch of, it's.
Well, that would be my first red flag. You have one person.
Like, what's that show? Oh God,
Did he make people call him
We're
doctor?
so dumb because we're always constantly like, "What's that show we can't think of the name of?" But the one that was just on with the chick from American Horror Story. Oh God, and she plays a nurse.
Oh, Ratchet.
Yeah, Ratchet. You know, there's like one doctor there.
That's like based on the nurse from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's
But
Nest.
it's like there's one doctor and a bunch of nurses, right? There's just that one guy.
Yeah, I think you
like
might
the
be
mustache.
right.
Anyway, I'm imagining that. Moving on.
Her name is Sarah Paulson. I love
Sarah
her.
Paulson.
She can do no wrong.
She really is amazing.
Although I tried watching the, what's that stupid thing? That show.
Here we're doing it again. Where it's like,
They did like the People versus O.J. Simpson.
Oh, yeah.
And now they did the like Monica Lewinsky Bill Clinton. But
oh man,
I got through one episode. I'm like, I can't.
No.
She played Linda Tripp.
oh God. You know what's funny is total sidebar. I was really young when all that went on. So I don't think like the whole Bill Clinton thing, didn't know what was happening.
I think I was in like middle school.
Yeah. And so I recently watched a documentary about it and oh my God.
Yeah.
It's so messed up.
The way Monica Lewinsky was treated
horrible.
is disgusting.
It
and do you
is.
follow her on social media? She's hilarious.
She
She
don't,
very
but
rarely posts, but
Okay.
it's always some like
Snark.
real snark about like someone will post something and she'll be like, well, not everyone.
Right.
And, then it could be, you can relate it to her situation.
Yeah.
So she's super funny. The way she was villainized
Oh,
is this. First of all, she was
Linda Tripp is a piece of
basically a
crap.
child still.
Oh yeah.
And that's just,
Yeah.
ugh,
And
so
Linda Tripp
disgusting.
was like recording all their conversations.
Yeah.
And then it's so gross. She's money hungry.
But Sarah Paulson plays her, which is,
Yeah.
but she was, did you see that Renee Zellweger is playing Pam Hupp?
No, what?
Although,
Okay.
I've got a problem with it because she's wearing like a fat suit.
Shut up. God. Well, again,
Which
insult
whatever,
to
but
injury
they're making her very unattractive, so I do appreciate that.
Yeah, 'cause Pam Hupp's a monster.
She is an absolute
Yeah.
monster.
If you don't know that story, it's a true crime story out of Missouri.
Yeah, out of this very town
Out
where
of
we are
this town.
recording right now.
Yeah, well, she's horrifying.
She is absolutely horrifying.
I mean, talk about taking advantage of people with cancer.
yeah,
and
she's
all kinds
murdered
of stuff.
several people.
Yes, she has.
And don't even get us started on like the prosecuting.
No, so dumb. And then she tried to kill herself with like
Yes.
a ballpoint pen.
And then they like bandage her up with maxi pads. It's great.
Bad. God, that's Lincoln County for you. Here's a maxi pad. Shut up.
We don't have a budget for gauze.
Yeah, shut your mouth.
Well, I almost imagine they did that though just to make her look stupid.
Oh,
I
yeah,
would. If
I
I
would.
worked for the sheriff's department, I'd be
Why
like,
not?
here.
Here's your maxi pad.
Or I could
my
be like,
God.
do you want a maxi pad or you want me to plug it with a tampon? Pan pick.
Gross. And they're just like, it's like there's
like
no
a
women on the
tracheotomy.
Lincoln County Police Department. So it's all dudes with all these. Why do they have so many maxi pads and tampons? It's just full to the gills.
Yeah, they're like, well, we've been needing to get rid of some of these. Go put these on Pam's
We're not
neck.
using these enough.
Yeah. And sorry, we do need prison reform, don't get me wrong.
Yes.
But Pam Hupp, we're just going to laugh about her because she
She's
is
the
an
worst.
absolute hero. But you need to look that up. I think it's called like, I don't know. I want to say I Am Pam, but I'm thinking of that Sean Penn movie.
Or I Am Legend.
Sam, or I Am Legend. But it does say something Pam in the title, I feel like. There are so many things I need to Google.
Who gets money from that, you know? Like her victims? You know what I mean?
From who?
Like from the sales of the movie. Like who
I
gets
gotcha.
the profits?
I don't know. I hope they give it to
Some of
Betsy
Faria's
children.
I mean,
because Pam Hupp took all of her life insurance money and never gave it to that woman's children.
So gross.
Stabbed a cancer patient to death.
Yes.
And framed her husband.
Yes, who was just like...
Didn't even really have to frame him, though. Like, the people... It was a mess. The poor
really-
man. He was just like playing Dungeons and Dragons or something.
Poker or
some
something.
game night.
Yeah, he's just like...
He was like smoking weed and like went to freaking Jack in the Box.
I know.
Like,
what everyone does.
everything. Like,
living his life.
and the poor man was convicted of murdering his wife.
Yeah, look it up if you don't know the story.
Okay,
It is
sorry.
so-
This is not a true crime
so
podcast,
good.
but
I mean, it's not good. It's horrifying, but
and
it's
it's so sad
fascinating.
that that's like our little hometown here's claim to fame.
It's our hometown.
Yeah.
It's our hometown. Pam Hupp. Georgia Hardstark did it when she came to
She
town.
did.
If you're a fan of My Favorite Murderer. Anyway.
She did it justice.
She did. She's great. Okay. So anyway, this guy's like Pam Hupp. Norman Baker is basically the Pam Hupp of the 1600s, or we're in the 1900s
I just want to
now.
smack him with a maxi pad.
He sucks so bad. Where am I? Okay. Okay, while operating the hospital, quote unquote, he was investigated by the federal authorities and in 1939 was finally arrested for mail fraud. The U.S. Postal...
That's what they got him on?
Well, wait, here's why. It was estimated that he was selling his miracle elixirs through the mail.
Okay.
And they allege that he made, or estimated that he made $500,000 per year, which today is $9.8 million.
That's ridiculous.
Selling his magic elixir, which is probably just like water.
Yeah.
Something
well, that's
stupid.
I mean, though, that happens everywhere now.
Oh, yeah.
Turn on any infomercial
absolutely
on the planet.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Or buy something
from an MLM.
What's
some
called?
Herbalife crap.
Not Lululemon, LuLaRoe.
LuLaRoe. Any MLM. Herbalife is opening all of these tea shops all over the place. There's did you
see Christine Brown left Cody Brown from Sister
I did.
Wives?
When is that coming?
Because Mary sells LuLaRoe. I'm like, why is Mary not left? She's the one that's treated so
Cody is so gross.
God, that comes back on, I think, like in a couple weeks.
I think I'm behind. I need to catch up. He's so nasty.
He's so gross. But I will continue to watch the show because it just, that's why I watch it. I'm like, why are they with him?
No, he's so gross.
He's so gross. His hair. Stop it. And quit pulling it back in a ponytail. George Washington.
Can you powder that crap? So grody. I can't.
Get one of your 96 children to powder it for you.
You know, I know some really nice men who like can't find someone to marry. But Cody has found
4 wives. 4. They're starting to drop like flies.
They are. We're like, we're on to you, Cody.
Yeah.
20 years later or whatever. God. MLMs and Cody.
They're just into all of it. They really are.
I'm sorry. Again, another sidebar. We're only 20 minutes
We're
in.
good.
I just hate all of these nutrition... I'm using quotes, nutrition drink places opening. And you're like, you're literally selling Herbalife. They're using Herbalife. And if you know anything about Herbalife, go online and look that up too.
Doesn't that give you heart attacks and stuff? I feel like it's really bad for... Because I remember, didn't it used to come in a pill form though?
Maybe.
I remember back in the day.
It's been around forever.
Yes, Herbalife. Like when I was in college.
Yes.
I bought some of it.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, I had horrific heart palpitations.
Well, because you're like, this will make me lose weight?
Yeah, that was what I wanted because I was engaged at the time and I knew I was going to be getting married.
To Jamie.
Yeah. I had to look svelte walking down. And now anytime he comments on how good my body looks, I'm like, you stop objectifying women. And he was just like, we just dealt with that this morning. And he was just like, I'm trying to pay a compliment. I'm like, I'm letting you know how this makes me feel.
Amy, just take the compliment from your husband.
Oh my God.
He's not objectifying you. You're his wife.
What some of the guys did to him at work.
Oh God, you're going to tell me now in the podcast?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's something like it appropriate.
Oh.
He goes out to his truck.
Oh God,
to get in a drink to go to work. And there's a giant purple sticker on it with a picture of a unicorn that says, I believe in unicorns.
Who did it, I wonder?
Some of the guys he works with. I think he knows who did it. He's like, I'm leaving it. I'm like, good.
That's the kind of workplace environment
I'm like, where did all these like men
One
get
of those
that?
things where you put the quarter in and you turn it?
He said they got it at like a truck stop.
So great. Unicorns are amazing.
They are. You should believe.
You should. Yeah. Herbalife sucks.
Sorry.
Unicorns are wonderful.
You can't even tell your story.
No, it's really fine. I was worried this would be short, but it's great. We're just... Anywho.
This is what the people want, right?
Yeah, if you haven't watched the Lula Rich documentary on Amazon,
get on it.
Get on it. It's wonderful.
Yes.
And I forget that lady's name, but she don't want to be on she does not want to be on a cruise with a bunch of white people.
No, she does
don't
not.
blame her.
I don't either. I don't want to be on a cruise, period.
No. And all she's like... and
that would be my luck. The one time someone would finally talk me into going on a cruise, and it's a bunch of LuLaRoe people. And I'm
with
like,
all their leggings.
I would just jump over the side. I would just be like, forget it. My luck, they would like... fashion a life preserver out of their leggings and just tie them all together.
Oh
and they're ugly.
Oh, they're horrible.
Stop.
I've never owned any. Have you?
No.
never known anyone who sold them either.
No, but we take like clothing donations at my work, and someone donated a crap ton of it. I'm like, well, I mean, it's going towards a good cause,
is
but
going out of business.
Yeah,
be a hashtag girl boss. I'm like,
no. And don't call a grown woman a girl.
No,
that's so insulting.
You're just on.
And just be
today.
a boss.
Yeah, and
period. The end.
Like how your husband's trying to tell you he likes your body, and you're like yelling at him. To be, anyway, I'm not gonna say this on the podcast. It is uncomfortable though. I'm like, what am I supposed to? Thanks. I mean, anyway.
I'm like, well, first of all, I've lost 20 pounds because I'm trying to like not have my cancer come back. I didn't lose 20 pounds so you could like.
And I got these new boobies for you, Jamie.
Yeah. That was my sole, reasoning behind it.
We're so awkward. God, why are we talking?
Got my new tit tat. Just,
it's a nipple tat.
Yeah, it is. And it's like 3D, and it's awesome.
Yeah. Okay. I might look at it.
I need to, see what that lady's name is and give her a shout out.
Yeah.
Or she might be like, please
post her name on social media for your followers. Where am I talking about?
Okay, sorry. He got in trouble for mail fraud.
Yeah, he sucks. We're not to any haunted things yet. I'm really sorry. He went to jail. That's good. 4 years. Wow. Not even enough. He had oh my God. He had defrauded. This is horrifying. He had defrauded cancer patients out of approximately $4 million, which today is $79 million.
So disgusting.
I mean, that's like unreal. Yeah. That's an unreal amount of money to think about.
I mean, let's be honest. The medical world today
the
is...
pharmaceutical...
Yeah, they're defrauding cancer patients out of...
He would have owned Pfizer or something.
Yes.
Now, AstraZeneca.
He would be the guy that, upped the price on the...
oh, yeah. Insulin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be him.
Oh, I was going to mention earlier, too, when you were talking about Monica Lewinsky. If you haven't watched... Oh, crap, what's it called? Something Shame on HBO Max.
Yes.
Is it called Something Shame?
Shame to Fame?
No, it's like Moment of Shame or 15 Minutes of Shame.
15 Minutes of Shame, that's it.
With Max from Catfish and Monica Lewinsky. It's so good.
It's really good.
Interesting and an interesting social take on us humans today. Okay, back to the ghost story.
Yeah, so if you want to support a woman,
it's Monica,
not LuLaRoe. I keep wanting to say Lululemon. But don't support Lululemon. Yeah. Those cost too much. That's stupid.
And Bill and Hillary suck.
Yeah,
both of them.
Exactly.
They suck.
100%.
They suck. They suck. Goodbye.
Yeah, and we aren't fans of Donald Trump either. We're not even saying that because of
I'm
that.
Just honestly not fans of politicians.
No, me neither.
Who are all crooks.
Can we just hit the reset button?
Yeah,
can we just start
all
from scratch?
100 years old.
Yes.
Can we please have some term limits on
some people who actually know what's happening in the world today?
Right. But what's that cell phone you talk about?
And people who aren't worth millions of dollars.
So gross.
They cannot relate.
No.
Okay. I can't help it.
Moving on.
This is not a political podcast.
Okay. Hopefully you don't hate us after what we just said. But if you do,
sorry.
Bye.
We're entitled to our opinions.
Okay.
Just like you are.
Okay. Wow. Moving on.
So you hit unsubscribe.
That's why we know one's emailing us, because we're like, these bitches suck so bad. Okay, so anyway, that guy lived comfortably until his death in 1958.
Of course
Suck
he did.
It. We hate you. But he did live in Florida, which seems really unfortunate.
Yeah, it really does.
Okay, there were some wars, and the building sat empty. In 1946, it was bought by 4 Chicago businessmen who began to restore it. But unfortunately, a fire swept through the 4th floor and much of it was destroyed. That's really sad. Over the next several years, the hotel passed through several hands as repairs and more restorations were made, but the hotel was just never fully restored to its original grandeur. Granger. Granger.
Where's Granger Taylor? Can we remember him? He's at the, what's it called?
Crescent Hotel.
Yeah, I was going to say the Mineral Springs.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he's with those walking pants of last episode.
Granger's their tailor. Granger Taylor.
Yeah, Granger. God. Oh my God. Okay, great. Grandeur. I still can't say that. Anyway.
Grandeur.
In 1997, the historic inn was purchased by Marty and Elise Roenick. In May 1997, they announced that in 5 years, they were going to have the Crescent back to where it was 100 years ago. I like that. And then they did it.
All right.
Yeah.
They clearly didn't have the crypt keeper running it.
They didn't.
Them.
They were maybe hospitable.
Yeah. And by the way, the place we said, whatever, he's never going to listen to this.
No.
And we didn't mention the name of it.
What a podcast is.
We didn't mention the name of it, so it's fine. But it was like, we walked in. First of all, like the porch is there's like tools and stuff everywhere.
Saws.
And then we walk in, and in the middle of the foyer,
saws.
it's just like tools.
More
and stuff.
saws.
And then we
Cats.
left to like go do some stuff, and came back, and then all those tools are gone. And there's this really creepy rocking horse.
Yeah. But he cleaned it up after we'd already
And you knew
arrived.
we were coming because I had to call an hour in advance to
then
say
he
we're on
hung
the
up on
way.
Amy.
And then he hung up on me, and then he still didn't pick up those tools.
Yeah.
Rude.
He needed Marty and Elise. They know what's
did.
up. They really do. They began to rebuild the spas, and they included some showers and hydrotherapy tubs and saunas and massage tables and tanning beds. Ew.
Yeah, don't do that.
It was.
I mean, I
1997.
totally did back in the day, but
Same. 1997, the height of tanning beds.
Yes. Now
Tanning
look,
beds.
I have like these like spots on my arms. Look
Right.
at that.
Yeah, same. I'm going to be continuously getting age spots on my face. The older I get, I have one here. I need to get lasered off. It'll just keep happening.
Yes.
The dermatologist is like, I'm like, well, how do I stop this? And she's like, you can't. I'm like, oh God.
The damage is done.
She's like, just come back every time and I'll freeze it off. Anyway, great. $50 a pop. It's really not bad. I'll do it until the day I die. Okay, the next major project was to restore the hotel skyline. No one cares, and then it opened. Great. Back to the hauntings. No,
We haven't been
onward.
there yet.
On to the hauntings. Onward.
What you're here for?
Here's a fireplace. It literally looks like it has caught on fire.
Yeah, it does.
Why is that
like what?
It's alarming.
That is like what Sutton did. Remember, she was renting Kyle's house while hers was being built, and she left, and that's what the fireplace looked like.
Yeah, why did that happen?
Kyle was like, "You almost burnt my house down, Sutton. What the hell?"
Oh, Sutton, what a mess.
I like her.
I do too.
I
She's
didn't
sassy.
before this season,
Same.
but now I like her.
Same, she's great.
Erica, no one believes you.
No, you suck.
saying.
And Kathy Hilton's America's a gem.
She is.
a gem.
Did you watch the reunion
No,
this
I
week?
need to. How many episodes of the reunion
There's
are there?
like 4.
Why?
It was the last one because they just because Andy Cohen goes hard on Erica, and I appreciate him for
good.
that.
Yeah, he should.
That's funny because he's just like Erica's bawling, and Kathy's over there like putting her chapstick on. It's like, I freaking love you.
She's like, I don't have time for your petty pretend crap. Yeah, she's Andy
she
Cohen,
was like-
St. Louis's treasure.
And then she's just out of the blue. She's like, they're all like, fighting over all this crap and stuff like they always do in a reunion. And Kathy's like, oh, by the way, I just wanted to apologize to Garcelle. And everyone's like, why? For what? She's like, well, I didn't come to her dinner. But you didn't know this, Garcelle, but I had been exposed to COVID. And I couldn't. Like, these idiots are just like fighting over the dumbest stuff. And then you have
Because she's legit.
she's
She's
the
like
most beautiful, pure, amazing Kathy Hilton.
so hot all the
Who
time.
has, I can relate.
She has fans everywhere.
I can relate. And she has more money than
Yes.
all of them combined.
Yes.
And she's the most down to earth.
She really is.
Like, she got excited when, during one of their episodes, she was going to order takeout from,
Taco joint?
no, what is it? Chris Ruth's or whatever
like a
steakhouse or Ruth Chris. What's that place
Ruth's
called?
Chris.
Yeah, Ruth's Chris.
Which is like a
It's a chain.
chain. Yeah. This means chain. Yes.
Yes.
She is.
Oh, I just love
And
her.
also, maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but I love Paris Hilton too. I watched her cooking
Yes.
show on Netflix, and it's
Yes,
very.
I watched that after you recommended
It's really
it. She's
fun.
funny. She makes
funny.
fun of herself.
She does.
So how can you not love
No,
her? She
I-
gets it. She's
She
super
does.
rich. She doesn't know much about the real world.
No.
So she pokes fun at it.
Yeah, but she just seems nice.
She really does.
So yeah,
Went
watch
down
it.
with her and Nicole Richie, though. I really want to know.
Oh yeah,
Like the real story.
yeah, really. And she's grown. I mean, she's like 40 years old
Yeah,
now.
she's getting married.
She's an adult. We're judging her based on things that she did when she was 20.
Remember when she got robbed?
Oh God,
And then they made a
Dorit?
movie about it.
I mean, that's not even funny. That's horrifying.
No.
I mean, that's jacked up. And they made a movie about that. Can you imagine?
No.
Kristen Stewart was in it, wasn't she?
Yeah, there was like a bunch of like
Emma
was
Emma
it?
Roberts?
Emma.
Hermione. Hermione was in it. You know who we're talking about.
Harry Potter.
Who is still listening to this at this point?
I don't know that I would be. Just saying.
God. But Dorit got robbed. That's
no one
scary.
in my immediate family. I
Anyway.
can promise you that. Okay.
Jesus, help us.
But here's the thing. Quit, like showing off all your crap.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Dorit is such a brand dropper.
Oh, yeah. She's always wearing Louis Vuitton, everything. And
but it has to say Louis Vuitton all over
It's-
every square inch of it.
Yeah, it's really
like,
gross.
we get it, Dorit.
Yeah, she...
Be like Kathy Hilton and wear your little lamp hat. She's so cute.
She's so funny. What was the thing? Oh, who's Hunky Dory?
Who's Hunky Dory?
We're like,
and
no.
she was serious.
God, help us.
Which also shows she's very sheltered, but...
Yeah. I don't know if I like Nikki as much, though. She seems kind of bitchy, kind of mean. But again, maybe
I
that's
think
me
she's
being
more
judgy.
like... I think she's more...
Like,
doesn't want... Like the attention.
And maybe
stuff.
she's like, what? Stop. You all do not live in reality. Maybe she has more reality check. I don't know.
And has to carry that burden alone. Which probably sucks.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't realize either. Kathy Hilton said, like, that her husband's family sold the Hilton business, like, several years ago. Huh. So they don't even, like...
That's kind of nice.
own
They're just
hotels and stuff
retired
anymore.
now.
Yeah. With their $1 gazillion.
Right. Okay, back to the Crescent.
We are whatever.
Well, we just love things.
We do.
We love pop culture.
And this is the only time we really get together. So we
should get together
have
more.
to listen to our conversation.
So that we're not just talking of... Anyway, whatever. This is our podcast. Okay, to the hauntings. Here we go. This is good. I haven't read it, so I hope it's good. Today, the Crescent Hotel is one of the most visited hotels in the South. With its long and extensive history, it's also known to be one of the most haunted places in the Ozarks. Staff and guests alike tell stories of a number of ghosts that still inhabit the old hotel. The most often cited apparition is that of a red-haired Irishman, stonemason, who the staff has this very Harry Potter heavy episode, who the staff has dubbed Michael. Allegedly, Michael was one of the original masons who worked on the building of the hotel in 1885. However, while working on the roof, he lost his balance and fell to the second floor area and was killed. Being a builder in those days with no safety precautions, horrifying.
Well, my dad was working on a roof one time and one of his friends fell off of it and like broke his back. Like it was horrible. My dad was just like,
yeah, it's so scary.
I mean, not to make it about the person who did get hurt, but I just remember my dad was like, oh my God, because him and his friend were both older at that time. And it like broke his back and it was just horrific.
This area now houses room 218. I said that weird, of the hotel, and is said to be the most haunted guest room. Michael is evidently a mischievous spirit who likes to play tricks with the lights, the doors, the television, as well as often being heard pounding loudly on the walls. Not as funny.
Come on, Michael.
A little scary, actually. Others have witnessed hands coming out of the bathroom mirror.
Oh.
Gosh.
Michael's hands are
I don't
just...
know. Wow.
It's the same arm that was grabbing the wigs or whatever was happening last episode.
That's really alarming, though. You're just like, face or an arm, I mean.
It just starts plucking your eyebrows.
Thank you. And heard cries of what sounded like a man falling on the ceiling. Oh, gosh.
Oh, no.
You're just reliving
Please
that.
don't make ghosts do that. That's
No.
not okay.
Well, and then it's like residual versus intelligent hauntings. And like, are they aware of residual hauntings, you know?
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
No. I don't think that everything I've ever read about that, it's
like
more
just
just like
energy.
trapped energy.
Yeah.
It's not, which we're constantly putting out energy if you think about it.
Yeah.
Which, sorry, we die and Chris is like, damn it.
We're just
They're
still
just
here.
residually haunting
We're
the prayer
on
closet.
the tiny couch. Yes. On the tiny couch. Hey, Chris.
Strumming his guitars like
Welcome.
in the middle of the night. Shut up, you two.
We're just giggling all night. That's what
at our
really
own jokes.
We're still wearing our own merch.
Yes.
In the afterlife.
God's like so braless.
So embarrassed.
Yeah. He's like, those two aren't going into the light. No.
Let's just leave them here. They're fine. They like it well enough.
I don't have an assignment for them yet. I don't know where to put them when they get here. So
Chris just leaves candy out for us still.
Yes.
It just disappears. Anyway, enough about us being ghosts. Do you want us to come haunt you? We will. Yet other guests have been shaken during the night, and on one occasion, a patron ran screaming from the room, professing to have seen blood splattered all over the walls. Ooh. From the days when the old hotel served as Baker's cancer hospital, in quotes, the lingering spirit of a nurse dressed all in white is often seen pushing a gurney on the third floor, only spotted after 11 p.m., the time which they used to move the deceased out of the hospital. The ghostly spirit vanishes when she reaches the end of the hallway. Like maybe there used to be a doorway there or something.
Yeah.
During the 1930s, this area was used as the morgue. Even today, it still houses Dr. in quotes, Baker's old autopsy table.
Hey, there was a doctor on Little House on the Prairie. Doc Baker.
You're so weird.
I'm pointing at you with my pinky.
I know, I've literally never watched Little House.
He was a doctor.
He was not a quote-unquote doctor. But they still have his old autopsy table and walk-in freezer?
What?
Gross.
Why?
Because they do
ice
ghost
cream
tours.
and stuff? Or is it not?
No, it's where they put the bodies.
Oh.
don't put ice cream in there.
I go straight
They just pull it out.
to the Goonies here for Chunk is like, they got Rocky Road!
They just pull out the gurney thing and that's in the freezer and it's just covered with ice cream. God. Who would want to
They
eat?
use it for a morgue now?
No, it's just...
Well, you just said they still have the walk-in freezer. I meant
No, it's
today.
still there. Yeah, today. Even today, it still houses his old autopsy table and walk-in freezer.
That's what I was saying. Like, today they use it for ice cream?
Maybe, but I would imagine if they do ghost tours, maybe they take them down there, and that would make...
If we could stay there, can I get some of that morgue ice cream, please?
Look at the more creamery. Ew.
But it's a walk-in freezer. That's
not these.
That's not how morgues work. They don't freeze them. They just keep them refrigerated.
Yeah, and there's a lot of
God, can you imagine with all
maybe he did
chipping the ice away?
Okay, I don't know if it gets into this. Oh, I just spit all over my phone. In 2019, there were some people digging around this hospital. I don't know why, for some reason. And they found a bunch of stuff from when this was a hospital. They were digging around this hotel. Okay. But they found a bunch of stuff from when this was a hospital, like all these jars filled with like body parts.
Ew.
So he was like maybe doing experiments and stuff. So maybe that's why he had a freezer.
Well, gross.
But you can Google that. It's like they even have pictures of some of it. Ew. Also located on the third floor is the laundry area where a hotel businessman once witnessed all of the washers and dryers inexplicably turn on by themselves in the middle of the night. Can mine do that?
Yeah, I'll take that. I will sign up for that. I mean, put the laundry in it first, obviously. Yeah, and please clean out the lint trap.
Hands, like the laundry's just folding itself.
Yeah, nobody in my house ever cleans out the lint trap. It's so infuriating. Yeah, I'm like, you're going to burn this place to the ground.
The apparition of Dr. Baker himself has also been seen in the old rec room in the basement and at the foot of the first floor stairway. Dressed in a purple shirt. He only wore purple, too. Like a lot of purple.
Stop it. That was Prince's signature move. You are not Prince.
And, a purple shirt and a white linen suit. It's like Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah, I was going to say Miami Vice.
Same thing.
Exactly.
It's so weird. Looking somewhat confused. Where am I?
Why am I wearing this stupid, ridiculous suit?
Where'd my money go? And he appears identical to the old photographs of the infamous Quack. That's what this article
Good.
says.
I hope he's stuck there forever. And I hope all the other ghosts call him Quack to his ghost face.
He's just quizzically looking around. Confused emoji.
Yeah. Well, he was probably confused all the time anyways. You're not a doctor.
What's this part? Anyway. For a time, the antique switchboard, that's fun, continued to be utilized in the hotel, but when it continually received phone calls from the otherwise empty basement, the use of the old switchboard was discontinued.
Ooh. There's a new movie coming out with Ethan Hawke called
I saw this.
Phone.
Yeah,
we were together. It was at the previews of
I don't know if I could watch that movie. It looks so, God, like
good,
children, abduction.
Yeah. But
oh God, yeah, no, it looks horrifying.
Yeah, it had like kind of like a Lovely Bones kind of
it did
feel to it.
Yeah, like time was weird.
Ethan Hawke is like a bad guy.
Yeah, he's so beautiful.
I love him.
How can you be bad? He looks like I don't know. He's gross in looking in that movie though.
Yeah,
they really worked hard to make him gross.
It's not like when he was in Reality Bites.
Okay, let's see here. I don't like that phone just ringing and no one's there.
No.
That is creepy.
I don't like phones ringing, period. Don't call me. I won't answer. Just FYI.
No, who talks on the phone?
If you can't text me, And even then, it might be 3 days before I respond.
Because she's asleep.
Yes.
If you text her past 5,
or
she's
I'm really bad
horizontal.
about just like checking my phone, but not actually checking it. You know what I mean? I'm like, just to make the like notification disappear, I like pull it up. I don't really even read it.
Because you're half asleep. Oh, go away.
No, even like during the day.
Oh,
like,
that's just rude, Amy.
I know. Well, because I always say, oh, I'll get back to it later.
Yeah. And then she never texts you back. It's fine. She does text me back. It's important. Great. Oh, gosh. In the basement is where his patients were often convinced of his miracle cures and handed over their life savings for the treatment. Ew, that's like
so
where
sad.
that is. It's where like the transaction occurred. Why in the basement? That's so weird, but gross. Yeah. Another remnant of the old quote unquote hospital days. I like how I do that to your face. Like, so, okay.
It is the Nightcrawler.
Gosh. Is a ghostly figure who calls herself Theodora. She calls herself that? Call me
like
Theodora.
Haunting of Hill House, Theodora.
Oh, she was my favorite character.
She was mine too.
I
just love her as that. She's in Midnight Mass. Did you ever watch that?
No, I need
it's
to.
Good.
I love her though. She's so beautiful.
She really is.
Okay. Why would you call yourself that? Oh, here's why. Most often seen by housekeepers in room 419, she courteously introduces herself as a cancer patient before quickly vanishing.
Oh, so she like speaks audibly and clearly.
Hello, I'm Theodora. I'm a cancer patient.
Yeah,
that you're more than that, Theodora.
God, do let your illness define you.
That's so sad. In the lobby, a gentleman dressed in formal Victorian clothing, complete with a top hat, has often been spotted at the bottom of the stairway and sitting at the bar.
Fancy.
Yeah. Also, get off the bar. Like, don't be an alcoholic.
Whatever. If you want to, no, hang out at
fine.
the bar. Whatever.
Okay.
Live your best afterlife.
Judging him. Described as a distinguished looking with a mustache and a beard. I'm imagining, oh God.
Jason Momoa?
No, old guy. Burt Reynolds. When my
He
mom...
doesn't have a beard. He just is
When my mom died,
doesn't he?
I had a lot of her stuff, obviously, and she had a scrapbook from high school just like covered in Burt Reynolds.
For her.
Was he really
Listen, Pinterest wasn't a thing back then, okay?
I know, but was Burt Reynolds like
I think he kind
for
of was.
teenagers?
I mean,
He's so like a dad, now. He's what I would imagine a dad looks like. It's just funny imagining my 14-year-old mom being like, Burt Reynolds, cute.
Yeah, I don't know.
Cutting out pictures.
Because he really, I don't know. He probably wasn't nearly as old as we were thinking he was.
Yeah, I mean, he looked cute in the pictures, I guess, but putting it in one of those old scrapbooks where you have to peel back that's like cellophane.
No, I never
like
went
sticky.
like scrapbook level, but I would like get the little magazines and like take out the pictures of like River Phoenix and hang them in my room.
Of course, yeah, 100%.
That's what those magazines were for.
Absolutely, they had posters.
Yes.
Oh, good times. Are those still a thing? Those magazines?
I don't think so.
That's so sad.
Bring those back, please. Actually, yes, they are. Because I remember when Keaton was younger and went through her One Direction phase, we would buy. But they're super expensive. They're like $7.99 or something at Walmart. It's crazy.
Ew. So he's just there, and then he just sits quietly and disappears. The hotel's crystal dining room is another place in the hotel that is said to contain frequent paranormal activities. Here, another Victorian-dressed apparitions have often been encountered. Many have seen groups of 1890s dancers. Wow.
Hey.
In full dance attire, whirling around the room in the wee hours of the morning. Wow. It's like a dance troupe. They're
really
still doing their thing.
It's dance moms.
So
Abby's just screaming at everyone.
God.
Is that still a show? I don't know.
I don't even know. Another report tells of a 19th century gentleman who has been seen sitting at a table near the windows. When approached, he says, I saw the most beautiful woman here last night, and I'm waiting for her to return.
Aww.
Forever.
Was it Theodora?
Hopefully. Or one of those dancers. A former waitress reported that she spied the vision of a Victorian bride and groom in the dining room's huge mirror. The groom allegedly made eye contact with her before the couple faded away. Ah!
Rude. Pay attention to your bride. Jerk.
It's like that meme where the guy's like looking over his shoulder.
Yes.
Okay, we're the biggest dorks of all time. The Victorian spirits that linger in the dining room are said to be very playful. And on one occasion during the Christmas season, the Christmas tree and all its packages were found mysteriously moved to the other side of the room. Additionally, all the chairs had been moved to a circle or faced the transported tree. On another occasion, staff arrived in the morning to find all the dining room in perfect order with the exception of all the menus scattered about the room.
Oh, that would be annoying.
I know, you're like, I'm just here for my shift.
I'm going to pick all these menus up.
Pots and pans are known to be like flying around, and a little boy is sometimes seen skipping around the kitchen. That's safe. Yeah. Is that how he died?
No. Yeah, probably.
God.
Skipped right on into the stove there. Dang it.
God. One other often reported spirit is that of a young female who once attended the college that was there. According to the tale, she either jumped from or was pushed from a balcony to her death. Today, oh God, ghosts report hearing her screams as she falls. This place is like
what is going on at their community college? Jeez.
This is literally like a hotel of horrors.
It really is. But I guess if a building that size has been around long enough, you're going to have some tragedies.
Yeah. So then I, of course, had to go on Reddit.
Well, yeah.
And I searched the Crescent Hotel and lots of stuff comes up. But specifically on the Reddit subreddit titled Ghost Adventures. You're welcome.
Oh, God.
We haven't had a little Zach Bagans lately.
We haven't.
But here we are. So this lady, Maggie, my pet, is a user. She says, I'm from Eureka Springs and I spent a lot of time at the Crescent Hotel growing up. And then she says, Zach, rattling off lists of ghosts. Me. Yep. Zach, the demon. Me. What? In 40 years, this is the first I've ever heard of a demon.
Because he sensationalizes everything.
She says, why does there have to be a demon in every episode?
Oh, God.
Okay.
I'm surprised he hasn't bought the Crescent Hotel.
Emma's daddy says, this is the first episode I actually changed midway. I'm getting tired of everything being demons. Sometimes the ghosts are just super interesting and we don't need to escalate a fake demon out of nowhere.
Yeah, Zach. Seriously. Stop. I realize that's like your MO, but...
This one's fun. This is Sky Nighty. Sky Nighty? I don't know why everything has to involve a demon now. My guess is Zach has just been drawn deeper into the dark. I feel he has such an attachment to his haunted possessions that he feels bad to leave them. Like he's like going and stroking every one of them. But Daddy's leaving now. Bye-bye. I'll be back in a week.
His true loves of his life.
Zach Bagans.
He like leaves his little fake glasses with them to keep them company.
They're just like, there's nothing. No. There's not even any lens.
No lens, nothing.
This is why they don't travel very far for investigations anymore. I wonder if that's true. I miss when they would travel to different places in the world. It would have been really cool if they go back, and to that abandoned island off Italy. Do you remember that episode? Did one of us do that? Maybe I did that episode. Here.
Is that the one with like the doll heads and stuff?
Maybe. And then the same. So then Maggie, my pet, says, I had a thought. Maybe why Zach has a demon in every episode is because there is one. Only it's attached to him. Whoa, Maggie.
Or maybe it is him.
Right. And then Sky Nighty says, I agree. I believe that Lady Snake Witch, that he got involved with, did a number on Zach. She said in a Halloween episode, I believe it was that the rituals that she and Zach do changed him and not for the good. Like, who the heck is Lady Snake Witch?
I have no idea. Like, is that Holly Madison? They dated for a while? I don't know.
He just called her Lady Snake Witch. But, like, there's something he went to. Okay, the episode Lady Snake was... in the episode, Lady Snake was doing a ritual in Zach's museum with a cauldron that killer cooked people in. What in the world? Someone was going to cut their hand and put blood in it for the ritual. Zach and the Lady Snake Witch said it's voluntary. And then she said, if you do it, there's no turning back because it will begin to change you like it has changed Zach. He's so dumb, though.
He is so dumb.
That, yeah.
I wouldn't even visit his museum.
I wouldn't either.
If I were back in Vegas because I'm not giving him a dime of my money.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I just had to bring up a little Zach.
Because then he'll just buy more crap for his museum.
He's so stupid.
He's so stupid.
He's the worst.
He is the worst.
And the end of my story.
Okay, good one. Mine is not that exciting.
Well, it's totally fine. Mine usually isn't. I'm going to eat this Kit Kat.
I'm going to talk about the most documented UFO, not UF.
UFC.
UFC.
Most documented UFC fight of all time.
What was like
This podcast is changing.
What was that MMA fighter got into it with Machine Gun Kelly at that award show? That was so funny. I'm like, turn him loose on him, please. So I'm going to be talking about Travis Walton.
I don't know this at all.
Okay. This is him nowadays. He kind
of does he always wear
Dr. Phil? Well, that's him.
He only
wears a Britney Spears microphone everywhere he goes. Yes.
It's funny how we all call that a Britney Spears microphone. No, it is, but it is.
Like, headpiece? I don't know what those are called. Gaming microphone?
Oh my God, the early 2000s.
All right, so this guy, Travis Walton, he was abducted by UFO at some point in time.
Okay.
On November, or sometime in, I don't know, the 70s. I got. Well, like,
dates don't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have anything. I need to know like an era.
This is from WMICentral.com.
Whatever that is.
I think maybe it's their local news or something.
Oh yeah, we just need an era.
So this like just jumps right into like quotes from him. Whatever, let's go for it. He says, "They forced me down on the table, but I lost consciousness, and the next thing I remember is waking up on a highway," recalled Travis Walton on the 40th anniversary of his abduction by an unidentified flying object. To mark the occasion, Walton hosted a Skyfire Summit UFO conference in Overgard last weekend.
Last weekend?
So like, 40 years later, still profiting. Yeah. I would too, though, if I were abducted.
Well, you were, so let's start profiting.
I was, yes.
Did you guys know that? Amy was abducted.
I was. It's true. That's all I got.
It's very anticlimactic.
I don't know. I don't remember anything. I just know it happened.
Yeah.
He said, "I didn't know how much time had gone by, but later found out," are you ready for this?
Oh my God.
"It was 5 days and 6 hours.
Whoa.
And I've seen this story on a documentary before, or like a docuseries, but I don't remember. Yikes. And I was not going to try to figure out where I'd seen it before. Ain't nobody got time for that.
That's a really long time.
Yes. "I was badly injured and can feel the cold of the pavement, but my clothes were warm. I saw the disc shoot off into the sky and then saw the lights of Heber Overgard," which is like the town, the adjoining towns there. So this all on November 5th, 1975. Walton was part of a 7-man logging crew in the Sitgreaves National Forest near Heber. As they were leaving that night, so everybody on this logging crew saw a bright light off to their right. When they got closer, they saw a bright saucer-shaped UFO hovering about 20 feet over a clearing. Walton was the only one who got out of the truck to investigate. So they all saw this. People back up his story.
Yeah. And then here's why you don't get out of the truck.
And I imagine, loggers are, the most grizzly,
not going to believe that kind of crap.
Yeah, so it's not like they were just...
easily convinced. Yeah. They're not easily convinced.
They weren't Wiccans in the middle of the woods trying to...
They're not us.
Yeah.
Who believe everything.
Exactly. So Walton says, "I was awestruck and entranced by the beauty of that thing. I thought it would take off, but it didn't. And I didn't appreciate the danger I was in."
Oh.
And so he was in like a kind of like a round table or a panel discussion.
Oh my God, we've got to go to something where that's a thing.
So at the discussion with Walton were Mike Rogers, the driver of the truck, and John Gillette. It was the first time the three of them had been all together in 40 years.
Oh, wow.
Which is crazy.
It really is.
And so even 40 years later, they're still saying, yes, this happened. So conference attendees asked the men questions about what they saw and how they felt. Rogers and Gillette recounted how after Travis was knocked to the ground by a bright blue-green beam of light, they drove away in a blind panic.
Are you sure?
I mean, well, you're like, well, he's got him. We're not going to be
done. Let's get out of here.
Done.
Oh, God.
So Rogers stopped the truck about a quarter mile away, and after seeing the spaceship leave, they went back. So they did go back for him, but Walton was gone.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine that happening?
No.
What if it took your kid?
Yeah, that would be...
Oh, my God.
Asked how he felt when he heard they left them, Walton responded, "I didn't fault them. What Mike and the crew did was understandable, and they showed common sense."
Yeah?
He said, but for them to come back that soon and unarmed was heroic.
Oh.
But Roger said they shouldn't have left, and he didn't think it was heroic. So even 40 years later, that's sad.
Yeah.
Asked how long it took them to get back to normal, Walton replied, "Some of them never did get back to normal, but it was an ongoing process that they have accepted." Gillette said, "It affected my life for about 2 weeks." Well, way to move on, Gillette. "But I went somewhere no one knew me or talked about the event.
Oh.
4 out of 5 people in town let us know that they didn't believe us. Ugh. Typical. Ugh. It's the opposite now. I realized about 3 years ago that a lot of people here have had their own experiences. Mm-hmm. Roger said he didn't like all the media attention and wouldn't talk about it for many years. I was nicknamed the reluctant celebrity, Walton said. I never liked it or the attention, but along with the burden comes a certain amount of responsibility. Lots of people were afraid to speak about what happened to them, and this helps them to be vindicated. So Walton continued to live in the area after all this happened. Roger said that this was the first time he's been to one of the events or conferences and only went this time because Walton asked him to. It took him an hour to answer me, Walton noted. I want to spend more time with them, Roger said. We shared an experience that should have bonded us, but we spread out. Steve changed his name and hid out for 30 years. I've learned a lot about people from this. So anyways, that talks kind of about like the conference.
It ruins people's lives when you come out and admit that. Everyone thinks you're crazy.
So then...
The guy, though, who, like, you know... The 2-week guy, it's like you didn't think about that at night when you're lying in bed.
Yeah.
I mean, all alone in the dark.
And then Ben Hansen from Fact or Fake, like he traveled to like the event and he kind of like helped organize this and put everything together.
That's cool.
So he was also a co-director of a documentary called Travis. Let's see if I can find that.
Yeah.
During the trip, Hansen recounted the site surveys done, the fact that there were a group of hunters in the area who years later told Walton they saw the lights of the spacecraft, and that he has been to the site 7 times. So if anybody ever watched that show, Fact or Fake, that this guy's on, they actually set out to debunk stuff. Yeah. They do not go into it, because there's like, one of them was like a former FBI agent. Yep. There's a guy who's like a tech
person.
I was going to say wizard. I don't know. Someone like really smart with technology.
Yeah, tech wizard.
Yeah, there's like, I feel like there's like a scientist. Yeah. There's, I don't know. But these are like, they set out to debunk it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he said he came alone once at night and it was really spooky. Ugh. The area of the event 40 years ago was burned in the Rodeo Chudisky fire in 2002, and the old logging road they had been on has been decommissioned by the Forest Service.
Is this in California? Where is this at?
I think I'll get to that down here maybe.
Well, because then it's burned, I'm imagining forest fires.
Yeah.
So somewhere on the
Or they just logged it so much that they then did like a controlled burn.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Because isn't that what they do so that they can replant? I feel like maybe. Oh, maybe. I don't know. If you're going to take a tree, replace it, please.
Yes, for sure.
Our Earth is dying.
As we talked about in the last episode.
Not to be Debbie Downer, but it's facts, people. You can't hide from
also
the facts.
Recycle. Thanks.
Yes.
Bye.
So 2 of the 4 school buses got bogged down in the mud. What? Where are the school buses?
Where?
Oh, this is them all traveling together to go to this event, I guess.
In a school bus?
I guess.
This is cute.
And everyone had to walk over snow, mud, rocks, and debris for almost half a mile to get to the site. There was nothing to siege.
Because it's burned.
But Walton showed everyone where everything had happened, where the truck was, and approximately where he got knocked to the ground. So they just went on this trip to where it happened. But since the road's been decommitted, there is no road. And even when it was a logging road, if you guys know anything really about it, it's not really a road. It's just kind of like a path that's cleared of the bushes and trees.
There's
and
no
stuff.
like gravel.
No.
Yikes.
So crap, I know I've got more information here. Give me a second.
Oh, you're good. I'll eat this Reese's. On camera. I mean, microphone. God.
I don't know. These are just like a bunch of... Okay, so let's go down to HuffPost, shall we?
We always shall.
Yes.
These Reese's are so cute. They're Halloween.
This is by Lee Spiegel.
Okay.
He says, close encounters of the fourth kind.
Ugh.
That's when a person claims to have been kidnapped by a UFO and it's reportedly otherworldly occupants. Of course, there's no tangible evidence that anyone has ever been taken aboard an extraterrestrial spacecraft, but there are those who claim they've been abducted, and their stories are chilling. Travis Walton's terrifying account is the stuff that movies are made from. And he was on the HuffPost Weird News podcast where he talked about his abduction. that had happened 40 years ago when he was 22 years old.
Why am I not subscribed to that podcast?
Yeah, no kidding. When he was knocked unconscious and woke up to find that he was surrounded by extraterrestrials aboard their ship.
Oh my God.
And he describes it as a metallic glowing disc making some very strange sounds. He said the closer he got to it, the more scared we all got.
Yeah.
And then all of the guys were like swearing at him and telling him, get away from there. And so he got up close and it got louder and started to move. So he says he jumped for cover and then jumped back up to try to run towards the truck. And this blast of energy just hit him. And he felt a numbing shock go through his body. So you feel like almost like being electrocuted or something, what I would imagine.
Yeah.
But his friends he was with, or his coworkers, said it threw him through the air 10 to 20 feet. And he landed in a way that they were immediately certain it had killed him. Oh my gosh. And so they took off. It began, here we go. On November 5th.
So they took off when he was outside of the UFO?
I don't know, because before it said after it took him, so I don't know.
Because that is crappy.
Conflicting.
That's crappy. Yeah, that's crappy. You left
like,
when
it looks like maybe he's dead. Bye.
Yeah, that's like not...
Two different stories here.
You should feel guilty
so when
about
they're sitting
one.
in the room with him, that's one story. But
right.
then when he's talking without them, there's this.
If he's in the ship and you take off, all right.
Yeah.
If he just like fell out of it or whatever, not cool.
No.
Not cool.
So this happened on November 5th, 1975. And they were in the Sitgreaves National Forest near Heber, Arizona.
Okay.
That's kind of like the beginning of the story. He reveals the terrifying details of his experience at the hands of several non-human beings. And his feelings of suffocation and fear. He was dying as the events unfolded. He said, when I was able to focus my eyes good enough, I was still on the table. Oh, don't put me on the table. And they're always like these metal tables.
And are you
just, like,
clothed?
super cold. Yeah, probably not. No.
Oh, God.
As soon as I saw this face, I knew it wasn't human. I tried to hit it away from me. They were much smaller than me, and I think that's the reason they gave up. Now he's like Barney Badass over here.
He's like, I'll just hit him.
Once they found out they couldn't control me, they split. I was absolutely terrified.
Well, yeah.
He was declared missing for 5 days, during which time his logger buddies fell under suspicion of foul play. So that sucks. They've like been to this and they're like,
it's like
the police are like, where is he? They're like, there was a UFO. And they're like, oh, okay.
You killed him.
That's it.
Period.
You're murderers.
Period.
When Walton finally turned up again, not knowing how long he'd been gone, an intense investigation was underway, including multiple polygraph, physical, and psychological tests. No, he's been through enough. Like, polygraph tests are bullcrap.
They
first
are.
Of all.
They're pointless.
So stop.
Yep.
And quit questioning, like, his psychological capabilities.
Right.
He has several other people validating his story.
Right.
So he told HuffPost about little-known aftermath details, including subsequent research in the forest area, which has shown an unusual growth rate in trees in the immediate vicinity of the encounter.
Weird.
That is weird.
Can they save us?
Yes, please. Everyone's so scared of them. Come back.
Right, please come back, save us.
Before our planet is the floor is lava.
Again, we are really hitting this home.
Listen, we're just a couple freaking hippies, okay? Whatever, there are worse things we can be. So about 15 years later, it was discovered that the trees nearest to the point where the UFO had hovered had been producing wood fiber at 36 times the rate it had in the 85 years before that.
Weird.
I don't know what that means, but
it's a lot.
That's a lot.
That seems good.
Yeah.
Weird.
More recently, a complete core sampling revealed that this thickened growth was only on the side of the trees towards or in the direction the craft had been. So I'm thinking like the bark.
Yeah.
Would that be like the wood fiber?
Well, isn't wood fiber what makes up wood?
Yeah.
You know how it's kind of like, it is fibrous inside.
Yeah, so they
use that
to
make...
I remember we had an arborist come one time to work. Paper. It's been 20-some years ago.
The pulp.
And like core it out to, because we have this huge tree at work, and they told us it was however many hundreds of years old or whatever. So that's what a core sampling is, so like the inside. But that's weird that it's growing 36 times faster just on the side.
Oh, I mean,
so then like the other side of the tree is growing normally.
It's like, ah.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Is it going to fall over? Well, it's like that's the side that was exposed.
Yeah, so I'd be like, you need to fly all the way around.
Right, this poor tree is like, what about this side?
Yeah. Walton said that there was a lot of stigma that he and many other people who claim to be encounters of possible alien beings are generally considered unreliable wackos.
I'm sure.
Yeah, because people are scared of the truth. The truth is out there, Agent Mulder. I've been rewatching all the X-Files for like the 100th time.
Yeah.
My whole family just walks in the room and they're like,
funny.
really? Again. They really are.
They're so just bad.
They were just figuring it out.
Yeah, they were.
You know?
It's great, though. They're still so great.
Yes. He says the scientific evidence of the likelihood of intelligent life in our vicinity has become so overwhelming that people who believed we're alone in the universe, those are the kooks. I love how I've just like zoomed in on all my text instead of wearing my glasses now. It's great. Now I'm going to zoom a little more because I don't know where these comments are from, but I've got some comments.
Comments.
Literally don't know where these are from. It just says, maybe these are on the news article.
Yeah.
We're going with that. So, Funny Boy, which, no.
God, I don't know why.
It was a funny girl, like when that Barbra Streisand.
Definitely
Stop.
was.
You're not Funny Boy. This was a prank to get out of a logging contract. This is like a pretty elaborate prank to get out of a logging contract.
Oh my God.
The story got a life of its own, and people seem to want to believe this stuff. Most people who know these yahoos don't believe it. The division is between people that laugh about it and those that fall down laughing about it.
What?
Nice work keeping someone from cracking, though.
What?
That part's impressive.
What?
The movie should have been money in the pocket instead of fire in the sky. What? No one got money.
Your jokes are bad, sir.
So then Len 2011 says, Nanu Nanu.
Whoa.
And then Kahuna says, Klaatu Barada Nikto.
That's alien for. Screw you.
Yeah.
Shut it.
Shut it, funny boy. And then P. Peterson 55 says, where's my tinfoil hat? Look, you all are rude.
This is rude. And maybe you might want one.
Okay, here comes... Let the women do the work. Here comes Kersey, 2322. Hey, funny boy, you may not believe in a story because you've never experienced it before.
Yep.
Some people have seen UFOs or been abducted, just like Mr. Walton.
Mm-hmm.
But have some respect. This stuff is real, whether you believe it or not.
Yeah.
You go, girl.
And I really wish the aliens would target the people like that guy, Funny Boy. You know?
Yeah, come get Funny Boy. Maybe they have since then. We'll show you, Funny Boy. Then we have Roseman Glenn.
Wow.
3 separate words. The Walton case is not the first alien abduction case to go public. The Betty and Barney Hill case preceded this one. Duh. There's been hundreds of cases of alien or ET abduction. Many prominent people have come forward about what appears to be an ongoing alien presence on this planet. At this point, I don't think it's about financial gain. I think that there's an ongoing effort by many people all around the world to present the truth about what's really going on.
Mm-hmm.
With the advent of the internet, information about this subject has become readily available. One just has to have the desire to do their own research and realize there's been an ongoing effort to confuse the issue. In closing, I believe Mr. Walton is telling the truth based on what I've seen and heard thus far.
Yes.
And I'm really sorry I didn't really give any details about what happened when he was gone. I'm just...
Maybe he doesn't know because he was just, like asleep.
Because he didn't know he was gone.
Yeah.
Really, the only thing he recalls is like being on that table, trying to fight them off.
And that's really common,
which makes me think, though, that's probably when they like sedated him or did something. And that's why he has no... Because think about when you go in for surgery.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're
The
literally
table's
just
the last
out. And then
thing.
the next thing you know is you being awake.
Yeah, it's weird. Poor guy.
Then we have Ranger Rick.
Come on, Ranger Rick.
He's posting this at 2:24 a.m.
Wow.
Of course he is. I can tell you Travis Walton had a real UFO experience and extraterrestrial abduction. I saw 5 UFOs in 1 year, mainly in one pretty small area of Northern California and one in Utah, experienced by my 80-year-old aunt and 70-something-year-old mom. 3 of these sightings were with 2 people I believe who have been abducted and tracked since they were kids.
Whoa.
The movie Fire in the Sky. I'm going to have to watch that.
Yeah,
this is
really.
Was one of my favorite movies about an abduction UFO experience based on a real life experience. Another one is Communion about Whitley Strieber's abductions, of which he wrote 3 books.
Wow.
And of course, the granddaddy of them all, Barney and Betty. Yeah, we know.
We know.
And then he goes on to talk about, like, to explain to us, you know. idiots what regression hypnosis is. No, we know what it is. Thank you.
It literally tells you in the title of what
Man,
it is.
he just goes on and on.
Ranger Rick?
Yeah, Ranger Rick.
It's 2 a.m. He
Yeah.
has nothing else to do.
The UFO experience with my mom actually changed her whole perception of the universe, and she started buying books for me. Communion and Others.
Because I can't afford it because I live in her basement.
Don't you have a library? Actually expanded her consciousness. My father was a naval flight and astral navigation instructor.
Whoa.
And an amateur astronomer. Well, your dad does lots. He told me about 2 sightings, one of them in our home in the backyard, and another when he was a late teen in another state. I also had an uncle who flew 30 missions over Germany in a B-17 and retired a colonel and was part of intelligence at the Pentagon.
Whoa.
Discussing UFOs one day, he said, what the government knows is absolutely mind-boggling. He was also a conservative person, but was not conservative in regards to UFOs. He also listened to my mom and aunts and my story about our UFO sighting and reaffirmed that what we had actually seen was a UFO.
Well, he wouldn't tell him anything more, though, I guess, about what the government knows.
I guess not.
He's afraid of...
He's probably afraid.
The men in black coming down on him.
He says, all you have to do is look in the Bible. Ezekiel, Moses, and Enoch. You'll have to read a separate book also, Jonah. If you look at these in terms of them describing mechanical ships, spaceships, and abduction and contact, it all makes sense. First time I've ever heard anybody refer to the Bible with, there's a whole theory of sky gods in every major culture. I mean, yeah. Man, this guy goes on and on.
Ranger Rick.
Ranger Rick. Is anybody else on here? Here's Catchstradamus.
That's catchy.
Yeah. My account with the UFO experience was in 1976 in Bumpus, Virginia.
What a place.
What a place. I was at my grandfather's house in Louisa County. It was in the summer, maybe August. I was sleeping in the upstairs bedroom where there were 2 windows facing north. My grandfather had wooden blinds. I was awakened and immediately went to the window, opened the blinds, and saw an oval-shaped light, maybe about 60 feet in length. After I got up, my sister was sleeping in the other bed. I did not say anything or make a noise, but she immediately came by my side. As we were looking at it in awe, the huge oval-shaped object hovered for about 30 seconds. Then the object took off to the right at an enormous speed. Which you hear a lot.
Yeah.
Like they hover and then they're like, okay, I got what we needed. Zzz, gone.
Yeah, gone. Yeah.
So yeah. So sorry,
no
don't
ramping
know more.
up.
Look at this alien. He's like,
oh my God.
Nah, stop,
Get back.
Stop fighting us, Travis. Stop.
Get back, so
you can't
we're
fight
wearing
the
a
inevitable.
mustard sweat
They are wearing-
turtleneck.
It's the first time I've ever seen an alien in clothing.
And a turtleneck.
And look how ripped. It's like a tight turtleneck. He's like, I'm ripped under here. And my eyes match my turtleneck.
Those are scary.
Great.
Oh, Lord.
It's like the only time I've ever seen an alien try to be depicted kind of
Sexy. Ew. I'm sure there's weird, sexy aliens.
I don't know. Travis
sites.
Walton looks like a NASCAR driver from the 90s.
He's Jeff Earnhardt, whatever.
their names are.
That guy. Not
That
the
guy.
junior, the one that died. Yeah,
Yes.
it's literally him.
Dale. Not Dale Jr., just Dale.
I said Jeff.
You did.
I
You were
was
thinking of Jeff Gordon.
I was also thinking of Jeff Foxworthy, who he also sort of resembles.
Okay. Hey guys, follow us. Did we open with that?
I don't know.
I'm crumpling.
Follow us.
Rappers. I don't know.
We're so professional.
We're insane.
Follow us. Go to the links in our bios.
I really have to pee. So
We
let's
love
wrap it
you.
up.
Goodbye.
Bye.